My name is Viviane Castillo-Manzano, and I am the principal of IDEA Toros College Preparatory.
And Viviane, you've had a very special event here today, and it's part of MLS Next. I don't know too much more about it than that, but tell us what's been happening.
Sure, MLS Next is the platform for the elite youth soccer players of the country. The top 1% of student athletes participate in this league. And so it's especially significant in the RGV because we have so much talent here, but yet we are so geographically isolated that it makes it very difficult for our students to be seen. They're not hanging out at the colleges and universities in San Antonio and Austin, right? And so it's harder for them to be noticed by these college coaches. And so the work that we're doing here is it's two things. One, it's definitely to provide an elite athletic opportunity for our soccer players and really develop them, provide them with competitive games. But what those competitive games do is it tells coaches, this is where the top 1% of athletes are playing. So if you want to get your next best team member, this is where you go. And so that's what we're providing our students through this platform. It's a name that is opening doors before they get there, right? The second thing that we're doing is we're also focusing on the academic side. So it's a holistic approach to serving students because many times the barrier that keeps our students from being able to access the next level of play, which for a vast majority of our student athletes is going to be collegiate sports, what keeps them many times is the academic side, right? And so we want to make sure that they have access to rigorous education, right? We have advanced placement courses for them. We have tutoring for their ACT or for their college placement exams. And
we can edit that.
And so with that, where our students think that most of their scholarship is coming from athletics, and that's actually not the reality. The reality is that the biggest amount of scholarship money comes from academics. And so academics is actually the gateway for them to be able to pursue their dream. It is through good grades, it is through a high ACT score that doors open for them so that college coaches can say, yes, like you can get into my school and you can earn yourself a high scholarship. And so then they have access, right? Because there's a limited amount of scholarships available. There is no soccer coach that can fully scholarship an entire team. It's limited. And so you become more marketable to coaches when you're already able to say, I have this much already coming from academics. And so then they're a supplement to that. And so it really opens the opportunity for them to pursue a dream. And we have found that while maybe a soccer scholarship is going to be $5,000, you're having academic scholarships of $20,000, $24,000 per year. And so that makes a dent in that college bill, right? And so we want to be able to give students the opportunity to access whichever option works best for them. The way we make them have more options is by preparing them better academically.
You mentioned earlier about how that we are geographically isolated, and that's obviously true, but also we are well known, this region is very well known for the soccer talent that's here. We've had state championship winners, yes. A couple of the Brownsville schools, I think this last year, Hidalgo. So do the top recruiters, they know that there's a geographic, it's a bit of a trek down here,
it is.
But we're still on the map, and our students could be found by the big teams.
They could be, and so then how do we make the Valley a place where it's not just one student, where it becomes high yield, right? And so that's what we're trying to do here. We're going to have excellent players that are going to be admissible to these colleges and universities, that are going to be able to get these scholarships that they need. And we do serve students from all across the Valley. We've had students from Brownsville, Harlingen, San Benito, Palmview, Las Milpas, from all over because they're pursuing a dream. And the discipline that takes, I've always been I've admired that so much for a 14-year-old to wake up and get on a bus at 5 in the morning so they can be in school on time. Because sometimes they have a 30-minute drive just to the bus stop, right? And that they are so committed to this dream that they're willing to sacrifice like that. We can only support them. What do you do with a student that disciplined and that motivated to pursue a dream, you just jump on board and try to push them forward as much as you can.
So how big a breakthrough is this, joining this league, this national league, and having this team, the different grade levels, but playing regionally, playing
Yes.
in the big cities?
No, it's huge. Ultimately, collegiate coaches are looking for students that are going to be able to participate with them long term, right? Solid players that are going to be able to make it throughout. And so I think what the partnership does is MLS Next is, they have many different academies, right? But I think what makes us pretty unique is that we're not just focusing on the soccer aspect. It's not just the athletics and kids on their own academically. We have a college counseling team that supports students through the application process and helps them to find, this is the profile where you fit best. I've had students, again, I'm so impressed by our kids. So I remember one student that I had a conversation with, he said, I can't apply to this school because I'm a goalie and they have 3 freshmen, which means I'm not gonna get a shot. They have goalies for the next 4 years. And so that level of intentionality that students are bringing is another level, right? And so I think the partnership allows us to provide the opportunity to the whole child.
Well, those are all the questions I had. I appreciate you giving us the interview today. Is there anything I've missed? Anything else you'd like to add about the historic nature of today?
I think for us at IDEA Toros, the goal that we have is to provide students with opportunity to help them get through college. The mission of our school, of our organization, is to support students to and through college. And the reason that this makes such a difference is because we know that when we send them away from home for the first time, many of our students, for the first time, what makes them successful is that they have a family, they have a team that they belong to. And so in this case, that's what sports is going to do for our students and make them be successful. And so it fits in with our mission really well.
Viviane,
Yep.
thank you so much for today's interview.
Appreciate it.